How the Bible was built and rebuilt. The Bible you hold today, whether printed, digital, or memorized in your heart, is the result of centuries of construction, conflict, and conviction. It wasn't born whole, it was assembled. Scroll by scroll, letter by letter. And along the way it was edited, debated, translated, and sometimes silenced. This is not just the story of a book. It's the story of how humanity tried to preserve the voice of God, and how that voice was shaped by human hands. In the beginning, there were oral traditions. Stories passed from generation to generation, about creation, covenant, exile, and redemption. Eventually, these stories were written down in Hebrew, Aramaic, and later Greek. The earliest texts like Job, Genesis, and the Psalms were inscribed on clay, papyrus, and animal skins. They were fragile, sacred, and often hidden. By 300 BCE, the Hebrew Bible was largely complete. But then came the Septuagint, a Greek translation that added books like Tobit, Judith, and the Wisdom of Solomon. These texts were embraced by early Christians and later rejected by reformers. Already, the Bible was being reshaped. The New Testament didn't arrive as a single volume. It emerged from letters, Paul to the churches, John to the exiles, Luke to the seekers. These writings circulated independently, copied by hand, debated in councils. It wasn't until the 4th century, nearly 300 years after Jesus, that the canon was formalized. The Council of Carthage in 397 listed the 27 books we now call the New Testament. But even then, some texts were left out. The Gospel of Thomas, the Shepherd of Hermas, the Epistle of Barnabas. Books once read in churches, now labeled apocryphal. The Bible was being curated, not just preserved. Then came the translators. Jerome's Latin Vulgate became the standard for over 1,000 years. But Latin was the language of the elite, not the people. So reformers like John Wycliffe and William Tyndale risked their lives to translate the Bible into English. Tyndale was executed, his work burned. But his words survived and shaped the King James Version in 1611. Still, even the KJV included the Apocrypha, those 17 books now missing from most Protestant Bibles. Over time, they were quietly removed. Not because they lacked beauty, but because they didn't fit the theology of the moment. Today, the Bible exists in over 3,000 languages. It's the most translated book in history. But with each translation comes interpretation. Words shift, meanings evolve. Virgin becomes young woman. Hell becomes Gehenna. Repent becomes change your mind. So we must ask, did we lose God in translation? Or did we find Him in the struggle to understand? The Bible was built, then rebuilt, not once, but again and again, by scribes, scholars, reformers, and believers. It's a living text, but also a layered one. And if we want to hear God clearly, we must be willing to listen through the edits, through the removals, through the translations, because sometimes the truth isn't just in what was preserved. It's in what was left behind. This is Bible Bit Daily. Like and subscribe for more.